Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Bidan Shabani, and today in this video I'll be talking and demonstrating a little bit about serverless. So serverless is a service on the internet or one of the cloud service that allows you or any users to build applications without having to manage server. So in serverless, it doesn't mean that there is no server, because when you want to deploy or run your applications, you need a server. And usually from the other day, maybe you have to build a server, you have to manage a server, you have to manage any other infrastructures before you can deploy your applications or anything. But by using serverless service, you just write your code and run your application without having to manage the server. So server and other infrastructures are managed by cloud provider such as AWS or Google Cloud provider or Microsoft Azure and any others. And in this video I'll be using AWS Lambda. That's one of the service in serverless provided by AWS. And AWS Lambda is one of the compute environment. You can run code without managing server, and it works with function as a service. So it's a little explanation about AWS Lambda. And this is the application architecture that I will use for this video. So here we have views for services of AWS cloud services. Here for DynamoDB as our database. This is NoSQL database, and here it works with the table as a service. So STEM, we don't need to manage any server, we don't need to think about any server, just build a table and use it. So, and this is AWS Lambda. When the function is writing here, you can write the function to get any data from DynamoDB, and we also need some role or permissions for AWS Lambda using EIM to be able getting data from DynamoDB, and API gateway as the middleman from the front end and the back end, and AWS Amplify to host our static website. And from the user side, a user will access the static website or your application using the URL, and all of the user do it'll be stored in our DynamoDB. Okay, that's the application architecture that we will use for today. So I will go straight to the demonstration using AWS. Here I already logged into AWS, so you need to create an account first. Okay, here the first thing I will create is creating DynamoDB or create a table using DynamoDB. Just create the table, and for the name I will name it as product table, and partition key we'll use this product code. Okay, and leave the others like default and create table. Okay, it's still creating the table. So next, while waiting it, I'm going to maybe use the new tab, and I'm going to make the lambda function using AWS lambda, and you can start create a function here for your function name. For example, product functions, and here I'm going to use this option order from scratch, and you can also use a blueprint, or you can also select a contour image to deploy for your function using this option. Okay, for runtime, here I'm using Python 3.13. Okay, maybe it's enough. Create function. Okay, it's okay. Next, here in code tab, you can write the functions, and this is the uh, default function that have configured once you create a new functions. And I also already prepared the function, so I don't need to code it from scratch. Sorry. Here I already have this lambda function, so I just copy this code. Okay, wait. I'm sorry that there was a problem. So here I already have the lambda function, so I just copy it and go back to the uh, function, to the lambda function. Okay, after you create the function, just deploy it. Okay, after deploying it, we need to add the new permissions or role to this function to be able getting the data from DynamoDB. So go to configuration, permissions, role name, just click on it. Okay, as you can see, by default, lambda function just has one permission to Amazon CloudWatch. So we need to add the new permission to access the DynamoDB service. So from here, just create new permissions, add permission, and create inline policy. And for the service, you can just type DynamoDB. And here for the read access, checklist this scan permissions, and for write, checklist the put item permissions. And for resources, here we need to add ARNs table, so we can go back to the DynamoDB, and the table has been created. This is our new table. Just click on it. Additional information, and we need to copy this IRN of this table. Okay, from the resource, just paste it and make sure you create all of these configurations and in the same region. Okay, just add ARN. Okay, I think it's enough. For policy name, for example, then the function and the embody. I just create the policy. Okay, the new policy has been created. Okay, now go back to the Lambda function. Just click on this refresh. And as you can see, we now have additional permission for DynamoDB for this Lambda function. Okay. Now we can try to test the Lambda function that we have granted the new permissions to blend to the DynamoDB. Just click on test and create an event. And for this one, I'm gonna change it. For example, laptop. Okay, just click save. Here we get the response, and let's see on the table. It should be added here, but I think I'm gonna try it later. Okay, we have created the Lambda functions and the DynamoDB. Next, we need to create the REST API as the middleman from the front end and the back end. Okay, go to API gateway and I will create the new API with REST API. Click on build. For example, Lambda API. just create API. Okay, here we need to create new resource. Resource name is get data resource, and under this get data we need to create method, integration type, lambda functions, and for this one I'm going to use post method. Okay, don't forget to choose the ARN of our lambda function here and just create method. Okay, before deploying our API we need to enable CORS. And checklist on this post, and just hit save. Okay, after enabling the TRS we can deploy the API. For stage name I'm gonna use it dev stage and deploy the API. And we have now the URL for invoking the API that we can copy here. And I also already created I already have the some simple web applications, and it will be like this, just a simple applications when user can write product code, price, and add product. Okay, this is the sample web applications. Okay, just close it, and here we need to change something, because here we need to copy and we need to add our API URL that we have created before. And don't forget to specify our API. Get data is our new API. And the last one. Okay, afterward we can save it. We can save it, and we can make it as the zip file that we will upload to the AWS Amplify to host this static website. Okay, yes. I will compress it to zip file first. here. Okay, next now go to the Amplify, AWS Amplify to host the static websites or our simple web applications. Just create new app. I'm going to choose deploy without Git and click next, and we can drag and drop the our zip folder. Okay, wait. Okay, it's been uploaded. And for app name, for example, I'm going to keep I'm going to name it testing app. Okay, afterward click save and deploy. Now we have the URL that we can use it to access the website. Let's try to. Okay, now as you can see, this is our testing before, and now I'm gonna try to add something new. For example, PC, and price is 100,000. Just click add product, and you need to refresh it, and it's been added. So this is the simple demonstrations of building the serverless application using AWS Lambda, using API Gateway, DynamoDB as our database, and using AWS Amplify to host the static websites. Okay, maybe that's all for today. I'll see you on the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.